So based on the film, what are the defensive priorities this week, would you say?
Finish tackles on the perimeter and keep the quarterback in the pocket. When we did that, we played high level defense. When we didn't do that, like most defenses, you're going to get exposed. And so the pressure's been great. You know, we look at the national rankings, we're the number one team right now in pressuring quarterbacks, which is a huge thing. It's a phenomenal place to be. But there's a few times where we were just undisciplined, and you can't let guys get outside the pocket, especially the quality quarterbacks we're going to play this week, quality quarterbacks we're going to see the rest of the way. We can do a better job on that and still get the pressure and the hits and the sacks that have been a big part of us being able. So we got to do that, and then we got to finish tackles on the perimeter. That's the name of the game. A lot of times now in college football, most teams you play are pretty spread. There's going to be space out there, and we've obviously got to do a better job tackling and limits in those plays like we did the first time.
How are Zachariah and Max Williams doing? Any sort of status update on them?
Yeah, both progressing. Both did a lot more today than what they did last week. So hopeful that to be able to have them both. It was obviously those are two prominent players for us, and not having Max, especially in a game like that where you end up playing a lot of snaps against a spread, high tempo offense. That one hurt, right? Just his experience, and just simply too, just from a sub standpoint. I mean, we had too many guys that played 90+ snaps when you start to consider special teams as well. So hope to have them both back. Don't think anything's long term, but we got to see how they progress this week.
Lincoln, you talked about how the trained eye could see the differences between maybe some issues in the defense this year versus last year. Could you expand on that a little bit? Like what is clear that that where there are different issues this year maybe compared to last year?
Well, I mean, you're talking about comparing obviously a big part of games, but I think first off, we've been able to generate consistent pass rush from all levels of the defense. I think we're better from a blitzing standpoint from the linebacker position, and we certainly have more guys up front, both outside and on the interior, that can create havoc, that can get in the backfield, that can create tackles for loss. And so that's been a big difference. I think the second has been the run lanes. We're a little bigger, thicker, stronger inside, and so when things have popped this year, when we've given up a run, it doesn't look the same. It just doesn't, and it's not been because people are just getting moved way off the ball, or you maybe have just kind of this gaping hole here. It's been again, it's just a sturdier front overall, and I think those have been the biggest differences. Honestly, I think we've busted less. We've played some stretches of ball this year that frankly I don't know that we were capable of playing last year, to be honest. So we got to put it together. We can't just do it. We can't just dominate a good offense for 2.5 quarters like we did the other day. We got to do it for 4. That's our expectation that we will.
Coach, with Eric Gentry only playing 9 snaps on defense, are you managing him from a health perspective? Is it more you want to see more from him in practice, just taking through his role right now?
Yeah, I think just competition. I mean, he's Eric's still. He's back full go, but when you miss the time that Eric missed, he missed all of spring ball. He missed, basically the last half of last season, and then he was very limited really through all of fall camp. I mean, he's healthy, but he's still getting his feet underneath him. He's still getting back used to being on the field and playing a lot of snaps. So, and listen, we got a better linebacker than we did last year. I mean, it is what it is. There's more good players. I think Eric's going to have a chance to have a prominent role in our team and our defense, and I was proud of him the other day that even in a game where he didn't play a million defensive snaps, the pump block was clearly one of the biggest plays in that game, and so still making an impact. But yeah, the quality of players he is, if he continues to work hard and stay focused, it's hard to imagine him not getting better and better and playing a pretty good role for us.
Lincoln, we didn't see Corey Foreman on the sideline on Saturday. He didn't play against ASU. Is he someone who comes to redshirt?
It's something we're exploring right now. It's this early in the season. I don't know. I don't want to say anything for sure because a lot of things can transpire. But you've both us as a staff and the players that have that available. it's something you have to be aware of, and it's something we're open with guys. We have conversations with all of our guys that have redshirt years available, and so occasionally if a guy maybe he's not going to have a huge role in the game, you might hold them back right now, and then if an opportunity presents itself to have a bigger role, you can obviously revisit them in the line, and I would put Corey in that category.
Arizona did maybe one of the best jobs this season of limiting Washington's offense last week. What stands out about their defense on film?
Yeah, I think they're improved. They've got obviously some new personnel, but they did a nice job. They dropped some people into coverage. They did a really good job of preventing Washington from throwing the ball over their head, which that's something Washington's obviously done a good job of this year, and they really weren't able to do that. Kind of forced them to be more patient and made a few plays. And honestly, they were probably a couple of third and extra long conversions away from having, and they had a great shot to win it as it is, but even better shot to win it. So they played well, and it's a good football team that came up there and had a chance to win. And as I've been telling you guys, road football is hard, man, and they played well on the road. Give them credit. Young quarterback played well, and I think this is an improved football team. I think it's a better football team than what we played at Tucson last year.
It seems like Christian Rowan-Wallace has really kind of seized the starting spot. I mean, what has he done to earn that, and also just Jacoby Covington? What are you hoping to see from him?
Yeah, Christian's he's been our most consistent guy 5 games in, and not totally surprised with that. His experience shows up. The fact that he's been through it, there's just a maturity and a confidence about him and a steadiness that's been really good for that room. And so we obviously, didn't have him through most of spring. Again, we had the weird deal with the first of the season. I mean, all of that. So he's starting to really get in a rhythm. And I think he's done a nice job at corner. Played very steady. Played a lot of snaps for us the other day. Covington's coming along. Has made some nice plays. He honestly, even on the hard count the other day, he was in pretty good position. The ball kind of tracked back inside. He was really in pretty good position on that play. And he's started to become a little more consistent on the practice field. So he's a guy. He's a guy we'll point to, along with Damani, along with Sierra, that, we want those guys to continue to come along. We know we're going to need them. They've all had some moments of really, really good play. They're all in a really big competition right now to play, and the cream's going to rise to the top, and we need those guys to come out and play at a high level.
Let's do one more.
Yeah, 3 former Arizona players. Is there, you got to talk to them about game plan or strategy or anything? Is that okay to do?
We kind of just, it's more fun than anything, just to kind of settle them down. And they're honestly, they're 3 pretty steady guys. They're pretty older guys, but we've had this a lot now with like Austin last year before Stanford, and B. Rice last week for Colorado. I mean, it's becoming a more commonplace that somebody on your roster is going to be, have played at the school that you're playing that week. So, we're trying not to make it too big for them. I have those guys that are always excited to go back and compete against all their buddies and see a lot of people, and then there's obviously a lot of emotions flowing there. So we're glad those guys are with us. I know they'll be ready to play, excited to play against our group.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks everybody.